Good morning, folks. The Mobile Observatory Project Kickstarter campaign ended last night. Today, everyone who earned their name on the RV gets the email survey to make it happen. We'll go over this at the end of the video. We're starting where I grew up. This is Pittsburgh from up on Mount Washington with the incline ramp right in front. You see the ramp lit up in red in this next frame, but focus should be on the left. Pretty big landslide closed down the incline and some of the famous restaurants above the slide. This article is 100% biased in favor of Monsanto's GMOs, so please, allow me a rapid-fire counterpoint. There may be no short-term negative health effects of GMOs, and if they'd been brought before the FDA any time other than the deregulate happy early 90s, they'd have had to prove a bit more. There is one bacteria that's resistant to Roundup, so they put its gene in our food. Problem is that the anionic outer membrane lipids are the gatekeepers, likely what we modified with bacterial DNA. And bacterial teichoic acids and lipopolysaccharides are what signal the human immune response and make us present sick symptoms as we fight the bacteria. So now we get multiple daily doses of immune stress ingredients, which stresses out our whole body over our entire lives. Worst of all, these anionic immune stimulators are hidden in the zwitterionic membrane environment of our food, leaving the total membrane net neutral and effectively invisible to our cationic peptides and everything else that would fix the problem. Hey Monsanto, how do my teeth look? I'm just getting started. Top weather watches only today, and we're calm in the US and Europe. So let's come to southern South America. Storm system crossed the last 2 days. 2,000 evacuated in Argentina. Agricultural disasters for some Chilean farmers as major lightning came through. The low appears ready to move on now, but he's still got that tail as a Brazilian concern tonight. Meanwhile, in the West Pacific, we have our two tropical systems. Up north is a depression heading for the Philippines. Down south we have Cyclone Eta heading right for northern Australia, going to skim the coast. And they've already got a rain line cutting through Australia today. Quickly, let's keep a peripheral in the center of the galaxy. We detected our first gamma burst in over a week last night out of the Sagittarius constellation. Solar wind is relatively calm. We're slightly above average on the proton speed, but density is normal to low and plasma temperature is steady. All disruptions to our system are gone, and even the sensitive magnetometer shows the gaining calm. Right now, the SDO is jumping no matter where you watch it. They're performing one of the maneuvers of the spacecraft. They do it regularly, it's needed, it twists things around to look where they shouldn't be, blurs the composite images and things like that, but nevertheless, the HMI is totally on point at the highest resolution. We are watching this tetrad incoming that actually has a double at the north point. I'm excited to watch this cross the disk, even though the sun is presenting pending grand minimum every chance it gets. The coronal holes, although not crossing the equator, indeed face Earth today. They will not be as geo-effective as they could have been due to a wavy coronal field trying to block the way, but we will get some of that strong force at Earth, and we are already. Yesterday we remarked that hopefully that France rumble would make this uptick one of the unusual location type rather than of high magnitude. We got a lot of questions about just how rare that earthquake is. Well, there have been only 13 earthquakes of magnitude 4 since the year 2000 in France. Only 2 in those 14 plus years were bigger than this week's earthquake, and the last one was almost a decade ago. That's much rarer than a 7-pointer on the Ring of Fire, although I realize it's tough to think of it that way. Last but not least, folks, if you got one of the name slots or one of the project iPads, you already have the email waiting for you. The email came through Kickstarter from me, and this is how you make sure you're not left out. I do have to put a 10-day window for responses so we don't delay the RV getting built at all. So please pay attention, look for that email now. I will let people use the donate link in the About tab below this video to get more name slots for the remainder of this week if you didn't manage to make the campaign on Kickstarter, but you'll also need to include a personal message telling me what name you want on there. If you submit the survey you should have in your email, there is 0 chance you can be left out. Current conditions and shots of our star to close. Eyes open, no fear, it's 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Be safe, everyone.